So, hello, welcome. Uh, Hello, guys. I'm here. I'm Gustavo. I'm partner here at Evolve Commerce Club. Yes, this time it's me. It's not Carlos. And yes, welcome to the Evolve expert session number 29. Yes, and today we'll talk with Marilyn. So, at first, I would like to thank our sponsor, Hermit, for making this possible and helping us with this expert sessions. And so let me present you Marilyn. Marilyn is a renowned expert in retail innovation and digital transformation with extensive experience in guiding small and medium business through the complexities of modern retail. Her insights focus on emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the metaverse. Marilyn is also frequently speaking at industry events and hosts popular podcasts called Zukunft des Einkaufens, which is the future of commerce, right? Of yes,
Future of shopping.
Future of shopping. Yes, thank you. Where she discussed the future of retail with key industry leaders, and I am sure that a bit more is going to come. So, welcome, Marilyn, and you can present yourself. And the first question we'd like to ask, so you can start, is who is Marilyn and how we came here, how you became a retail expert. So, how did you end up working with retail?
Yeah, so thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm really curious on the discussion later on, actually, because I brought some questions also for you, and I'm really curious what your answers will be. We're going to talk about the upcoming trends within the retail and the commerce and also the e-commerce industry, and I have some assumptions on that. I'm really curious how you see the market and what's upcoming next, because I think there's going to be a lot upcoming. And so where's actually my presentation? I prepared everything.
Let's bring it to the stage. One moment.
Yay, there it is. Okay, and you click on when I tell you, right? Or can I do that?
Yes, you can. Now it's
Okay.
very control.
Oh, that's 1 moment. Okay, like that.
Great.
1 second. All right. So yeah, that's me. I'm here in Berlin. I'm a retail expert. I'm dealing with retail innovation and trends, and also digitization, digital transformation, mainly in the SME stationary retail sector for 5 years already, and 10 years of digital transformation in the Mittelstand SME companies. And I have my own podcast, as you said before, which is unfortunately in German. And I'm an author of several columns. I'm writing and articles, and I'm a speaker, keynote speaker on conferences. And I'm dealing mainly with technology for the retail industry, but also for e-commerce. So artificial intelligence, of course, social commerce, metaverse, blockchain, Web3, gamification and gaming, and other current trends within the industry. And you can learn more on my website, marilynrepp.com. So yeah, that's me. I'm writing for Zukunft des Einkaufens, which is a good platform for the German-speaking market, and also e-tailment, which is also a well-known platform for the industry for information, and also for fashion today. And this is me on several stages. So these are the subjects or topics I've been dealing with in the last couple of years, and also some things that will be upcoming next. I'm dealing with younger target groups. How are they changing, or how are their consumption behaviors changing? And what can we expect for the future of retail and the future of commerce in general? Of course, AI, artificial intelligence, is the thing to talk about in the last 2 years. And I've been within the digital transformation world for 10 years already, and you see always new trends upcoming, because you need content for your conferences, you need content for your talks, for your podcasts, and so on. And that's why every 2 or 3 years there's a new trend upcoming. A couple of years or 3 years ago, there was the metaverse, blockchain, Web3, virtual reality, augmented reality hype. And then 2 years ago, there came the new trend called artificial intelligence, and it was after ChatGPT was launched. And I assume that there will be a new trend, tech trend, we're going to be discussing about in 2025 next year, because we've been talking a lot about AI in SME or AI in retail or AI in general. It's everywhere, and I think it's starting to get boring, at least in the discussions, at least in the conferences and in discussions. Of course, AI is a revolution and it'll change everything. I'm completely sure of that. But still, we need some new tech trends. And I'm really curious what you're saying, what's going to be the next trends upcoming. So gaming and gamification was also something I was dealing with in also when I dealt with blockchain and metaverse and Web3. This is something that younger target groups face like really deeply every day. The younger Gen Z considers themselves for 90% of Gen Z in Germany considers themselves as gamers. So this is really a high potential for many industries, but also for the retail, stationery, but also the e-commerce industry. Many gamification tools and projects are being developed right now, or even the last couple of months or years. But I think there is a lot more upcoming within the gaming sector, and it's just about to have fun in future, right? And why not connect fun and business and purchases? I think there's a very much potential in that. Also, I think social commerce will become one of the main topics we're going to be talking about next year, 2025. Mainly pushed also by the TikTok shop, a huge disruptor in my eyes. And also the topic of community and brand building will become more and more important. And these are actually the topics I'm talking about on stage, and I'm also publishing my content about. So yeah, where am I coming from? So just to give you a short impression what my network is like, I've been working for the German Retail Association, Handelsverband Deutschland, for 5.5 years now. This is, more like an old-fashioned association, I would say, and I was like the freaky innovator there. So that's why I left the association like 2 months ago, and I'm now trying to building up new stuff, and there's a lot upcoming. And I have many questions concerning building up my own business. You might know that, all the founders in here. It's hard, but it's also really cool, and it's a lot of fun. But many questions there. I built up at the Handelsverband Deutschland, the German Retail Association, we built up a project called Mittelstand Digital Zentrum Handel. This was a center where SME, mainly stationary retailers, could get free information on the digital transformation, and it was fully financed by the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs. We're having a lot of these projects in Germany where you have public funding for transfer projects, for knowledge for SME companies. So we had several formats like podcasts, articles, best practice cases, but also webinars and events, real-life events, and also a lot of information materials we were handing to the SME retailers. So this is some information I want to give you on the overall market concerning the general revenue of the e-commerce in Germany, which is 88 billion euros last year, or 85 last year, and this year the prediction is 88 billion. That means it's still a small part of the general volume of the overall retail volume. So still, Germany is a very old-fashioned, let's say, stationary retail market. So the consumption habits are still, I would say, a little old-fashioned, but there is also a lot of change happening. So you see the market share is of the e-commerce is rising, and I think you cannot you should see it as a whole thing together, the e-commerce and the stationary retail industry, but still many stationary retailers don't see it like that, you know. And this is also something we're trying to tell the retailers, you know, you cannot you have to see it as a whole picture, because the consumers don't see any difference between the e-commerce and the stationary retail. You have to make it a whole picture. So yeah, what are the retail trends upcoming in 2025? What are the change drivers I saw in the last months and years? Of course, artificial intelligence. I think this is a revolution, as I said before. It makes everything faster, better, and also more individual, like the products, but also the whole customer journey is being more individualized. And you have to start with it, right? And I keep telling the SME retailers, there are really cool, small, and also cheap tools to implement, which are ready to be used. And it's all about trial and error mentality to start with new technologies. And I think this is also something German culture misses or lacks, is a mistake culture, right? So just to start new projects and to make mistakes early and fast, because you know our world is changing faster and faster, and we have to adapt and to embrace new technologies on an earlier stage, and just to make the customer journey more better for everyone. So artificial intelligence, I think, is one of the main drivers that drives change within the e-commerce, but also within the retail industry. Entertainment. I think entertainment will be a key point within the whole market in future, because the consumption behaviors are changing. I mean, the younger generations are hanging out hours and hours every day on TikTok and on other entertainment platforms, YouTube, but also gaming platforms. And I think entertainment will become more and more important as an entry point for sales and purchases, and also for the e-commerce. But also factory to consumer, you know, the whole new business models pushed by Asian marketplaces. You all know what I'm talking about. I think this also changes a lot. And I think, well, at least the stationary retailers, they really have to give an answer to the question why customers should come to their stores, to their physical stores. Why? And the answer is not because they have the best assortment, or because they have the cheapest prices, or they are the fastest in trends and trend assortment. That's not possible. You cannot compete with Amazon or with Temu. In future, the answer will be to the why. If you ask why should customers come to physical stores, the answer will be because you meet your friends, because you identify yourself with the store or with the shop owners. When it comes to SME retailers, or if you know, there's just my community, and I'm identifying with the community and with the brand or with the stores. So this is really something I see upcoming, community building, as a big trend. So yeah, that's actually something that's really changing within the market. We are coming from the position where the customer journey looked like the upper thing: need, inspiration, then purchase. Yeah, that's actually how e-commerce and also stationary or physical stores worked. Somebody came because he or she was looking for something and wanted to buy something, but that means that you already have in mind what to buy or what you need. And I think this will change because we have so much inspiration on the entertainment platforms now, and younger generations get used to being inspired all the time, and then a need is raised and a need is created. So I think this will change in future. Need, inspiration, purchase will become more and more inspiration, and then need, and then purchase. So how can you adapt to that kind of change in customer journey? That will become more and more important for not only for physical stores, but also within the e-commerce industry. Many platforms are changing already. As I saw, Zalando is building up a big entertainment strategy. All the others are doing so too, and you have to adapt to that kind of need within the market. Yeah. Social commerce.
I was no, sorry, but I was just going to ask you, and you moved it like it's social commerce and TikTok, but connecting with that other point, do you believe that TikTok Shop and something and platforms like that, but especially TikTok Shop, is connecting these dots? So it's well, you can be an influencer or a digital creator, and you can inspire, and then you bring this sparkle of the need, and then you make the person purchase, but everything basically on the same platform is like that.
I think that's a trend, and that's the thing upcoming, and we can see that already in many Asian countries, right? In many Southeast Asian countries, the TikTok shop is already live, but also in the US and in the UK. And in several Asian countries, the TikTok shop is under the top 10 e-commerce players. I mean, this is really a disruption. And if you have a look at the German market, you have 21 million TikTok users. This is crazy. This is just simply crazy. And, they're hanging out there 1.5 hours every day, average, right? Some of them even more, a couple of hours every day. And this is just, that's such a high potential. And also, I think the marketing will change, because right now, the brands or also the retailers need to create good marketing to advertise their products. But in future, the creators the creators will create the marketing for certain products they are looking for at the TikTok shop, right? They see the creators decide what fits to my community, what fits to my style, what kind of products do I find cool or trendy or new, and then I promote them. And this is a completely new change, and also a power shift, right? Power shift from the retailers to the communities or to the content creators. And okay. And so this is really something. Social commerce, I think, will be one of the big trends we're going to be talking about next year, and how to embrace that, and also how to implement that in existing business models. It's always hard to embrace a new kind of thinking within established business models, and that's actually the challenge. So this is as you see here on the left side, this is the Google trend. So I think you can see there's upcoming something. Yeah. My most favorite topic, community building. You are a community too. I think this is the future. Community is future. We are all looking for more human relationships, more trust, more more human relationships in a basic point. So community building will become more and more important for retailers, and also for the e-commerce, and also for brands too. And you can see that many influencers and content creators are going on a tour, and they are establishing like real life gatherings and meetings and tours, which is crazy. So I think there is a trend to real life events, and this trend can easily be connected with physical stores and also with e-commerce brands. And I think, yeah, this is going to be something in 2025. How can you connect like on a in a certain way that everybody is making a benefit out of it? So I brought to you a good example how community building yeah, is made at its best. Maybe you know Rafa. Rafa is a manufacturer, but also a retailer from the UK. They are producing and creating, yeah, cycling clothes, but also cycling accessories. And they're really, they have community building in their DNA. Which means they have physical stores all over the place, but they don't call them stores. These are clubhouses. They call them clubhouses because, you know, it's places to gather and places to get into touch around a shared passion called cycling, right? And I mean, this is a highly emotional topic because, yeah, people love cycling. It's their passion. It's what they love in their free time, where they find or meet their friends. So really a cool topic. So Rafa was established in 2004. 20 years ago already, but I think they entered the space in Germany a couple of years ago. And I really love their brand because it's really, as I said, emotional. They don't post any products on Instagram or on YouTube. They're just posting very emotional yeah, videos about people going on a bike ride, people gathering around their passion and yeah, getting into touch around their passion. And I think this is really a good example for brand building, but also for community building because yeah, what are they doing concerning community building? You can become a member in the Rafa Cycling Club, but you have to pay 90 euros per year. I mean, this is crazy. It's usually you're trying to give people something if they enter your loyalty program, right? You're trying to pull them into the program, but here you have to pay for it. That's crazy. And people do it because you have a schedule there where you have several rides where you meet your friends. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you leave the Rafa Cycling Club, you're leaving your friends, right? And this is really a cool example of how community building can be involved into the yeah, into a retail or also e-commerce business model. And I think this is the future because people really love to come together around a passion and around their, yeah, around cool brands. And also the brand building aspect, I don't, well, I really lack it at when it comes to established or more traditional retailers. They're still thinking in a supplier way of business models, you know. But as I said, you have to inspire. You have to, yeah, show your passion, and this is why brand building is becoming more and more important. And yeah, it's very interesting what's upcoming in that space. But I think e-commerce brands are doing much better than the physical retailers concerning brand building. Oh yeah, we're building an own agency to yeah, to give brand building, but also community building strategies for companies, not only for retail, but also for other companies, because I really think this topic will come into 2025 and afterwards too. So I'm founding an agency with my partner, with my co-founder, Eva. It's the community building company. Click on the website. We are, yeah, we are right now in the founding process in a very early stage. And if you founded a company before, you might know how, yeah, how hard it is to find the right portfolio, the right products. And this is something we're working on right now. So if you have any advice on that, I'd love to get into touch. And also, there's something else upcoming, but I can not talk about right now. In a couple of weeks, it has to do something with community building too, and also with retail tech, but it's gonna be cool. So please follow me on LinkedIn. There's the code. Some of you did already. But also, right now, I'd like to talk to you about the upcoming trends in 2025. I have some assumptions on that. And yeah, I think social commerce within the retail and e-commerce industry, community building, but also as it comes to tech trends, I think robotics and AI, the combination between hardware and software, robotics and AI will become, yeah, a highly discussed point, I guess. But also the longevity and biotechnology trend. I don't know if you heard about that. I didn't dive into that topic, but I think this is really something that's upcoming. And yeah, what else do you think will come? I'd love to discuss with you about that.
Well, I don't know. Yes, for sure. So yes, in terms of we were you're presenting before these other trends, so like entertainment, social commerce, AI, and yes, D2C. I believe we're going to see more connections around that. So uh, like TikTok Shop, as you said. Uh, so like TikTok Shop and some other experiments, I believe, will come out because as you were presenting, so the factory to commerce, and that was social commerce and AI, entertainment and AI. I believe like the question that you said that the retailers should ask is why do people should go to my store. So maybe the answer would be entertainment, or maybe the answer would be community, and to help that, maybe AI is a very powerful tool. So sorry. So what I believe we'll start to see is everything getting more connected, because now, as you said, we have AI as a, uh, let's say, commodity. So everybody, every company now has AI. Every company now, and okay. So, but now it's going to start at the time of, okay, everyone has AI, and what you're doing with that. So, what is the result? So, how you're connecting properly AI with your company and your company's objectives. Uh, I don't know what you think about that.
Well, I think artificial intelligence is the underlying technology that changes a lot, and that, as I said before, makes everything faster and easier for the staff and for everyone of us, and more individual. But still, it's not, well, in my eyes, it's not the fun part, or it's not. It's not a marketing part. Well, I'd say if you really want to become a love brand, or if you want to change your business model or adapt it to future and younger consumers, you have to understand how they, what they are thinking. And I think this is not, yeah, well, you can underlie, you can have a look at with AI how trends are upcoming and so on. But still, if you want to understand them, you have to deep dive into their behaviors and into their world. And this is why I think you should also adapt to, or embrace TikTok or other entertainment platforms. And then if you if you start watching on TikTok, or if you deep dive into the whole entertainment world, you will see how people there think. And then at a second point, you will have new ideas concerning your business model, I think. And this is why I keep telling everyone, go to the platforms, hang out there, take your time, and then just try out new stuff. Don't be afraid. Just try, get into motion and try out new stuff. And if it's not working, I mean, you learn something. It's not a mistake, but it's a learning process. And yeah, just keep in motion and try out new stuff. And as I said before, no, I didn't mention that, but I think trial and error is the new corporate strategy in future.
Yeah.
Try out new stuff. That's like a startup mindset, right?
Yeah.
So actually, can we see the others, or the others can only write? Did I see
yes,
that right?
when they have if they want to yeah. So Scarlett said people are afraid of speaking up, but yeah. So if anyone can bring some questions, uh, we are pleased to bring them to the stage. But as we're saying, so how to really connect with people? I believe community is also a great strategy, right? So, but one thing I'd like to ask you, and as you have worked also with SMB companies, especially here in Germany, retailers. So, what do you believe would be uh, the aspects that the company company should care about when building up a community or to strive in a community? Because maybe for big corporations it's easier because they have money to invest and have great talents experienced in building communities, but new companies or for small companies, how could you what can you say about that?
Yeah, first of all, I think you need to define a topic, a passion that your community is built around, and it has always something to do with something emotional, some values, something that people share in an emotional way. It's not about products, right? Nobody builds a community around products. I mean, Rafa is the best example because they already have a really cool product, very emotional products within their portfolio, of course, yeah. But still, I think every company can find a topic or a passion of some values that you around which you can gather a community. And this is the first step, actually. You have to define what are your values, what are your USPs, why are you passionate about the store, the story, the products, and so on. What, purpose, this is this is the key message. So if you define that, I think real life events are crucial to gather a community. I mean, it's cool to meet online. It's cool to write on social media, but still, it's another basis. It's another level. It's a completely other level if you meet in real life and if you have like real life relationships and talks and chats. I think this is crucial to community building strategy, and also you need faces. You need faces that transport and communicate your purpose and your passion. And it's not, it needs to be tangible. It needs to be very human-centered too. So yeah, this would be the first steps I would do. So establish regular events where people can meet around a vision that's been defined at the very beginning, and then just move on. And also let go, let go. And sometimes, you need to let go control. Because community building is also a lot about listening, and also about social listening, of course. Within social media, you can learn so much about your target groups and your customers if you really start listening. And you can user-generated products. I think this will become more and more important. And also there are several corporate strategies where you invite brand ambassadors into your strategy meetings. You could do that too, right? Somebody from the community, invite them as a community ambassador to define your strategies and to sit at the table actually when it's when future things are being decided. And this would be some tips from my side.
Yeah, and I saw maybe just before the questions, we have some people here, but I saw that this is one good case. I heard you told in a podcast with the e-commerce Berlin podcast. It was the case of Deichmann. Yeah, they have the tennis. So it's a good example on how communities can help retailers get direct results from that.
Should I tell the case, because some might not know that one? Yeah, it was about social listening from Deichmann. Deichmann is really a big shoe retailer. It's really a traditional, very big player in Germany, very physical and stationary identity. And I don't know how many stores they have, hundreds all over Europe, I would say. And what did they do? They have really a vibrant and very engaging TikTok channel, so very well done. So they were already interacting a lot with the community, and I mean the TikTok community is a young community. So the TikTok community, at a certain point, they were asking for sneakers with Paw Patrol motifs on it. I don't know who of you know Paw Patrol. My son is 3 years old now, and he starts loving Paw Patrol. But before that, I was too old for that. But the Gen Z, those people like around 20 years old or even a little older, they grew up with Paw Patrol, which is like, I think it's a TV show. And also these are like 4 dogs or 5 or 6 dogs, like, having their stories. And so they were asking, the TikTok community of Deichmann were asking for adults' shoes with Paw Patrol motifs on it, because before there were only kids' shoes with these motifs on it. So they were really asking for that. And the Deichmann, the company, they were really waiting for a couple of months, and then at a certain point they started to manufacture and to produce a limited edition 1,000 shoes, adult shoes with Paw Patrol motifs on it, and the community was completely going crazy, and the whole action went completely viral, and it was sold out within 10 minutes, I guess. So this shows, this is social listening. Listen to your community, and you will have many brand ambassadors that are really fans of your brand. And this is a very good example. And Deichmann does much of that. If you have a look at LinkedIn, they have the very young TikTok marketers, creators that run the TikTok channels of Deichmann. They are now running the LinkedIn account of Deichmann too, and it's really funny. I really don't get the point at some of the postings, but it's funny, and it's another language. I'm 35 years old. I don't get a lot, Have a look at Deichmann and the LinkedIn channel. So these younger people are just going crazy on LinkedIn right now.
Yeah, it's interesting because their stores are not even close to be funny places or something like that.
No, I think they need to change something too. They see themselves as suppliers still, supplying shoes, but this is not enough. You have to give an answer to why should people come. But what they are doing in these channels, like on TikTok, it's about brand building, right? It's about brand building, and also many retailers enter TikTok for employer branding reasons, not only for customer engagement, but also for employer branding, because they're lacking staff everywhere. And yeah, they need to build up a good employer brand too.
Mhm. Great. So we have someone's entering here. So Hawan, uh,
Hi,
hey,
Hawan.
hi, please.
Hello, hello, Marilyn. It's been a great session. Thank you for your time, for sharing your experience. I've found really interesting the trends that you bring to the conversation. Uh, Recently, I've been to an event in Ohio and talking to some Chinese influencers, and they were talking about how in China. They are consuming from TikTok and not longer from stores. And so I'd like to hear about your point of view about that, about this transformation, this changing that uh, is already happening. So I'd love to hear a little bit more
Mhm.
from you about that.
About the TikTok shop, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Chinese society is much younger than the European societies are, and they overtook certain steps where we are still stuck in, I guess. So we have much older target groups and societies, and that's why the e-commerce part from the total volume is still so small, as I showed you before, right? I think in China, if you would look at that chart in for the Chinese market, it would be completely different. So the e-commerce share is much higher, and also there's the live shopping trend, which is much bigger than here. So I think this has to do something with the yeah, the age of the society too, but also how consumers are consuming for the last decades. So, but I think TikTok Shop will come disruptively into the market. I'm convinced of that because, as I said before, 21 million people in Germany are using TikTok on a regular basis and 1.5 hours a day. This is just crazy. And if TikTok Shop starts in Germany, I think it'll be disruptive too. And they wanted to start this year in July. You don't get too much information from TikTok. They are not communicating like Western companies do. So they actually wanted to start this year's July, but they postponed it because they are in big trouble in the US, but also in Europe with the EU Commission. And as you might know, TikTok is supposed to be forcibly sold or banned in the US. So let's have a look how that's going on and what's going to happen there. But still, I think it's upcoming TikTok Shop, and they're gonna have a big market share. And this is social commerce is something for the younger generations, but they're getting more and more, right? As we move forward, you have more and more younger generations that grew up with TikTok, that grew up with social media, and who are open for that kind of consumption behavior. So I think it's coming, but it's coming much slower than in Asia.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because we are used to call younger generation, but like in a few years, they will no longer be the younger
Yeah,
generation. They will be the consuming generation, right? So it's I believe it's really important to understand how they consume because maybe in the next less than 10 years, they will be the working force and
yeah, that's true.
working. Yeah. Now they don't have a lot of money to buy because they are young, but in a couple of years they will be the main consumers probably.
That's true. And those generations that come after Gen Z, I mean, they're growing up with the same, right? So consumption behavior is changing, and I think a big part of e-commerce will be social commerce and also live shopping. And yeah,
Yeah. Thank you, Marilyn. It was a great answer. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Hawan.
thank you too.
Yeah, we have, oh yeah, great. We have another question here from Andres Danca. So what first step companies that are still very fixed on traditional channels could take towards building a community? I believe we spoke a bit about that, but we can dive in.
Yeah, as I said before, actually, you should bigger companies should define a purpose, a passion, and values, but also emotional topics that fit to their assortment or to their products, and then you can, from that point, you should start making events, but also a very fresh and young and modern marketing campaign that belongs to the whole community building process. But also, I think faces are really important. You need people that pull other people, because it's all about communities are about human interaction and human relationships. It's not, it's not about purchases or about a business relationship. It's about a human relationship. And also, I think it's a mindset change within the company. It's a mindset change concerning also to soften or to give up control, to give up controlling, and to start listening to and also to embrace the suggestions that come from the community, not only sending and broadcasting, but also receiving messages and integrating them into your strategy. And this needs a mindset change concerning letting go, losing control, because we're coming from a world where everything is planned and everything is controlled, and then we're putting money on marketing campaigns, and then they should consume and buy, and if they don't, we push more money inside. But community building is about human relationships, and you get surprises from there, and you have to be open to get surprised.
This would be my complementary question. So if you believe that some companies, some more traditional companies are more they have more, they are more skeptical, let's say, in terms of building a community because of this lack of control, though, because yes, you need to hear what the community wants, and maybe you will not dictate everything, but so you will need to hear and build more focused on what the community thinks or what the community wants.
Period.
Great. So let's bring another question. So, Rafael Berti. So, how can retailers who are resellers of other major brands create a community around their name? So, any real life example you can give?
I gave already 2 examples, but also there are also B2B communities. I think this is also really interesting, maybe for you guys too. So, for example, in Germany or in Hamburg, there is Laura Kremer, and she's making e-commerce meetups for a service provider, and they, it's just crazy. She has like 8,000 followers on LinkedIn, and she's making so many events all over Germany, and it's really an exchange or a platform. It became a platform for the e-commerce industry in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know Laura?
No, not yet.
So I think, well, that's a B2B community, actually. It's about making business, but also it's about having fun and having a drink and just deep diving into a community and into human relationships. I think this need for trust and human interaction will be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
B2B communities, but also like internal communities. You could think, or there are already a lot of internal communities. For example, like the women of Deutsche Bahn or something, you know, the women of, or a diversity community of big enterprises. And I think there's also a lot of potential in these kind of internal communities to for employer branding stuff, or also for you know, to gather new ideas, or to embrace their ideas in the corporate strategy. So yeah, you have very cool big examples. I think it's gonna be a big trend in the next year, and I think that it's also they're much different. The communities, they should also be, you know, and but first, the first step would be define the purpose. Why are we there?
Find the bond that connects all of them. But yes, so answering also Rafa, so the Deichmann case, this Deichmann is not a shoe producer; they are resellers. And but if you have a community, but they are shoe resellers, so they can build a community around shoes, and they will have in that aspect power to talk with the shoe factories, so with Nike, with Adidas, with every company. So I have a community, and they want this and this and this, and so they will have, it will give, if a reseller does that, they will have more power to negotiate with their suppliers in a way.
Customer generated products.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe, yeah, fair enough. Cool. I actually have maybe a consideration question. Let's see where we go. Which is, I'm interested in so you used to run the marketing association, or for the you used to run marketing for the retail association in Germany, right? And that is, of course, I wouldn't call it a club, but it's a big association. And then eventually you could have multiple communities within this place, right? And again, communities, in my opinion, I post a lot about this, is about what connects you. So in our case here, we are a very international community for the most part, right? So the international aspect connects us. It's something that connects us. And I try to be very vocal about having a different point of view in how we connect. So this is not a place for lead gen for the short term result, but for partnerships, and so trying to do something different there. So the first question I have for you is like, what were the challenges you had when you were there to instill that mindset? Because you probably saw many things, and it's working. I work for the back in Brazil,
For the what?
for the Danish government. And I mean, when you're working for the government, typically you have many great ideas, but you can't just change the status quo, So then you move. So that's the first question, and then the second question is more like about avenues in terms of finding your community. Yesterday, I sent a video to my mom because my parents in Brazil, my father has a manufacturing company, produces dress shirts, but also has the retail side of the business, right? And I'm really struck by YouTube Shorts and how addictive they are becoming, and great in that sense. And I mean, I think community also has a lot to do with where your audience spends time. So then you have to figure how they want to consume, and new avenues of growth. Kind of like, that's what I'm asking, but and identifying where your community is, because I think YouTube is an underrated channel. I mean, it's a channel where people typically spend time to consume long form content, but now short form content is becoming super powerful there. They're pushing on the distribution, you can see. And so I like to have your views on those two topics. So the first one about your career, and then the second one about identifying growth channels and where your community could potentially be. Thank you.
Yeah. So I was working for the German Retail Association, the Handelsverband, which is actually in its core a community, right? There are retailers that are members at the association. And why are they members there? At first, of course, they want to have a lobbying and interest institution here in Berlin and also in Brussels to see their interests, to see the lobbyists fighting for their interests. But also, an association is nothing else than a community where people come together to talk about their common challenges, common problems, or common interests and what's upcoming. But I think it's funny because it's I think the processes are changing. We came from the association is 100 years old or 110 years old, so really a traditional institution. So the processes there are very top down, right? Very hierarchical and like more an old-fashioned way of leadership too. And I think it's so actually it's sad that the potential that you have there is not fully sourced, I would say, because there are so many retailers gathering around that association, but nobody is like listening inside, and looking like how can we create more benefit for them. And I also think when younger generations get into central positions, things will change, because they are used that to the point that people are listening to them from social media, right? Younger people see themselves being listened to. They know I have a voice and people are listening to me, and I want brands and also other institutions to listen to me. This is also like a discussion I see a lot between older leaders within the businesses and younger leaders, like from Gen Z or so. Gen Z wants to they want to their voice to be heard, right? And this is some kind of conflict. So yeah, there is like in associations, there is so much potential for community building to really create something new and cool. But it's a mindset thing that's that's a challenge at that point. And the next question about which channels to look at, right? It always depends on what you want to do, what kind of community you want to build, right? We were talking about some examples. You have B2B communities, you have B2C communities, but also you have internal communities within companies, for example, or other communities like in your neighborship or so. And it always depends which platforms to choose. There are so many. I think, as you said, YouTube is really underrated too, and you reach many people there, especially Gen Z or a little older. They use YouTube a lot, but it always depends on which target group or what's your purpose, what's your passion, what's the platform that the community is built around, and then you have to find the right channels for that. You cannot make everything, right? You cannot use every platform. You have
that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think I'm completely on board with you. It's more like more like the experimentation also, because I believe in becoming really good in one platform. So last year I was experimenting with Instagram, and then LinkedIn has always been my go-to platform. I think Instagram is like a pay-to-play platform where it's really hard to build your brand there. Like LinkedIn, the distribution is interesting, but again, it's about what you're selling, and it depends what you're doing, right? So I'm completely on board, but I think it's the mindset also of experimenting. You know what I mean? So let me try something. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's try.
Yeah.
And no answers, the open book. And then you see, like that experimentation mindset that I find it interesting and also maybe crucial, when you're trying to build a community and find your place, like your member.
Trial and error mentality. That's what I said in the podcast too. I think trial and error is the key point for our faster changing world. Yeah, you have to try out.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Marilyn.
yeah, so, and yes, we reached 1 hour here. So, yeah, so it's time to end this up. So, thank you guys very much for your presence. Thank you, Marilyn, for being here. Thank you, everyone. So, until next Thursday, as always. And yeah, so Marilyn, thank you very much. And yeah, you can share where people can find you on LinkedIn and what you want.
Thank you so much for the attention, but also let's connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
My favorite platform too.
Great.
Have
So
a great day. Thanks.
thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.